In this lesson, we're going to continue discussing long documents. If you'd like to follow along, go under the File menu to Open, and in the Sample Files folder, scroll down to a folder titled 1006, Setting Up a Simple Index, and choose the book file, Setting Up a Simple Index.indb, and just click Open. This opens the book panel for the book that we're using to generate this index. Why don't we double click on each one of the listings starting with index, and it's going to open up these chapters in the book. Now, in order to work on an index, I also need the index panel, which is under the window menu, type in tables, index. If your panel doesn't have these little disclosure arrows, that means that book is not checked. Being that this index, which I started to create, was for a book, you have to check book to see the various entries. If I click one of the disclosure arrows next to each section, you'll see that there are various listings already in here. Why don't we go to the second chapter, which is acknowledgements, and you'll see some of those existing entries. I'm going to go to my zoom tool and just zoom in across the top part of my page. Any place you see a marker that has an insert point with a colon above it, that is an index entry. Why don't we go back to chapter 1, which is about the author, and scroll up to the top of the page. We're going to actually add some new listings to this index. I'm going to go to my type tool, and I'm just going to select a word. How about PageMaker? I'm going to click the little turned up page icon at the bottom of the panel. Anytime you see that turned up page icon, it means create new. In this case, it's create new index entry. So I'm just going to click on that, and it opens the new page reference dialog window. All I need to do is click add, and it will add that one selected word as an entry in my index, but that would just include this one page. So I want to click Add All, and you can see it added that marker before my selected word. I'm going to hit Done, and PageMaker has been added to my index. Let me also choose Adobe Certified Expert in the second paragraph. I'm going to click that Create a New Index Entry icon, and you can see it did add those words, and I'm going to add all and hit Done. How about we add my name, Jeff Witchell? Going to go to the Create a New Index Entry icon, click on that, and this is a special case because with names, usually you want them sorted by last name. I want to do that here, so I'm going to click in the Sort By field, and I'm going to tell Indesign where to put my name in the index. I want it under the W's. So I'm going to type Witchell, comma, Jeff, and add all. And done. Let's see how we did. I'm going to double click on my index chapter to go into my index and get an insert point. Now I actually want to generate an index. So I'm going to click on the Generate Index icon down the bottom of the index panel, and it's going to open a dialog box. If your dialog box doesn't look like this, make sure to click on More Options. What are some of those options? Anything that's checked, it's going to do, like replace an existing index if there is one. It's going to include book documents. That's exactly what we want. I don't have any hidden layers, so I'm not going to check Include Entries on Hidden Layers. In the Level Style area, you can actually pick a paragraph style for each part of the entries in your index. So in this case, I'm choosing something called Index Level 1. In the Index Style area, I could add other styles to take care of the different parts of the index, like for instance, section headings. Well, it's going to add an A, B, C, D as sections and then put the listings under each one of them. I'm using a style called tip heading for that. The page number, it's adding a character style called italic. And now, why don't we just click OK and see what happens? The index had been replaced successfully. I'm going to go to my zoom tool and just zoom across the bottom of my page to see exactly what happened. I just wanted to point out that my name is actually under the W's instead of the J's, because we told Indesign to sort it by last name. Also, some of the listings, like this one, Indesign User Group, you can see that it is on a couple of pages, and it found all of those pages and entered them into the index. So it is a very cool feature, and it's really not all that hard to use. We're going to continue discussing long documents in the next lesson.